porridge then as well, but there's also a bit of chew to it, so I'm going to give this a try now. That is really delicious. It's very sweet, but there's also a nutty sort of flavour coming through from the quinoa. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my delicious baked toffee apple protein porridge. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a really delicious toffee apple quinoa protein porridge. So this recipe is really easy to do, and this makes a really great breakfast. I love having this for my breakfast. It is such a simple recipe, but it is so tasty. So the first thing I'm going to do for this recipe, or I have done, sorry, is I've pre-lined a baking tray. So I got myself a piece of greaseproof paper that I made sure was bigger than the tin, and then I scrunched that up and I put that into the base to make sure it fit. And then I added oil to the base and the sides of the tin using a plastic brush. And then I put the greaseproof paper back in again, and I oiled the greaseproof paper just to make sure nothing sticks to it. I'm sure it won't, but I just want to be cautious. So I've oiled the tin, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour about 500 ml of oat milk into my blender cup. And then to that I'm going to add about 150 grams of quinoa. And then I'm going to add about 2 scoops of brown rice protein, which is about 60 grams. You can use any type of protein powder you like. I am using brown rice protein for this, so I won't be able to freeze this recipe because you can't freeze rice. It doesn't work too well when it's frozen. So do please check your packet before you put anything in the freezer if you are using protein powder in this recipe. And then to that I'm going to add about 30 grams of chia seeds, and then I've got about 50 grams of flaxseed, and I've got about 30 grams of pumpkin seeds as well. So I'm just going to pop that in as well. And then I'm going to add about 4 dates that I've removed the stones from. So there's 4 dates with no stones, medjool dates I've used as well. They are really tasty, so if you can get medjool dates then please use them. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, a teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon, and a teaspoon of cloves as well. That adds a lovely wintry feel to the porridge, to the baked porridge. And then I'm also going to add 2 bananas to this as well. So I've got 2 bananas that I'm going to add here, and that just acts like an egg and glues it together, and the baking powder and the baking soda will act like an egg as well to try and glue it together. This will come out, because I'm using baked apples, this will come out quite soft in the middle, but I quite like it like that. I'll explain about the baked apples in a moment, but I'm just going to blend these ingredients together. So I've blended these ingredients until they are smooth-ish. It may take you a couple of goes to get it really smooth, but trust me, it's worth doing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this into the base of my baking tray, like so. And this is quite a thick mixture as well, but you want it quite stodgy. I mean, if it really doesn't blend when it's in your blender cup, then you can always add a bit more liquid, but just add it bit by bit so you don't make it too runny when it comes out, because when you bake it you want it to be solid. So I'm going to try and empty this as best I can. So I think that's as much as I can get out for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some baked apples. I've just got to go and wash my hands though, I won't be a sec. Now I'm going to add the baked apples, and I've recently done a video on baked apples and I will link that in the description box below for you. So I'm going to add these in. You don't have to add baked apples if you don't want to. It does make it quite soft in the middle, I have to say, if you do add baked apples, but if you want to, you can use uncooked apples. So you could just peel and chop up a couple of apples, remove the core, and then just put them into the porridge, because they will still cook even though they're inside this delicious baked porridge. And I'm just going to even that out as best I can in the base of the pan. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this into the fridge overnight, and then I will bake it off tomorrow morning, and that will be my breakfast done. So it's the next day now, and I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees, and I'm going to put this protein porridge into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. The baked porridge I left in the oven for about 30 minutes and it's cooked beautifully. It probably will be slightly gooey in the middle because I put baked apples in there, but I don't mind that. That reminds me a bit more of porridge that way. I'm going to take this out of the oven now and I'm going to leave it to cool, and then I will try it and let you know how it tastes, but it smells amazing right now. As promised, I thought I'd give this a little try now. I haven't added any honey to this, but you can add honey if you want to. With the dates and the apples, I thought it was sweet enough, to be honest. And now what I'm going to do is just try a little bit of it. So it's quite chewy on the outside, but it's gone lovely and gooey in the middle, as you can see there. And I love that because that reminds me of porridge then as well, but there's also a bit of chew to it. So I'm going to give this a try now. That is really delicious. It's very sweet, but there's also a nutty sort of flavour coming through from the quinoa. It's not particularly like toffee apple, to be honest, but it is sweet and it is delicious. So I'm going to go and enjoy this for my breakfast now. That's how you make my delicious baked toffee apple protein porridge, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be having this for my breakfast this morning, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!